Luka Doncic traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, it's not phased. We are rebranded The J. Will Show. You see it, it's in one of the corners somewhere. Like we did it with like a little opacity thing.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Today, we are breaking down every single detail about this trade, okay? I should have did this last night when it was like real hot and spicy, but I wasn't ready. That's okay. I'm ready today, and we're gonna get into the good stuff. What the fuck was that? And if you clicked on this video, you probably already know what the trade is, but we're gonna talk about it anyways because you need something to do instead of scrolling TikTok. So let's go ahead. In this trade, the Lakers receive Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. And the Dallas Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first round pick. And of course, the Utah Jazz got involved because they always in somebody's damn business, and it's not for nothing good. They just know how to like stockpile and steal and stuff. So why did all of this happen? Why in the actual hell would Dallas trade Luka Doncic, 25 years old, for 31-year-old Anthony Davis? Because let's just be honest, all the other pieces are trade fodder. They don't really matter. Luka has made 5 All-NBA first teams. 5 of them. He's been in the league for, I think, 6 seasons. That's unheard of. Okay, but I mean, the Mavericks, they had their concerns. When you think of Luka Doncic over the past couple of years, it's been kind of the same running joke that he's just always out of shape. He comes into training camp out of shape, or it kind of takes him a while to get into NBA shape, which is, again, a star player, a leader, the best player on the team. The entire organization is revolving around you, and you come into training camp out of shape every year, and that doesn't take away from his talent. But when you think about if you were locking in how everyone else around you would look at the person at the top, that star player, they would really have no other choice but to kind of follow his lead. Like, okay, Luka's working hella hard. That is our leader. We will follow the precedent that our leader is setting. That doesn't happen. We catch him drinking beer at the end of games. That's not in the off season. That's not him on the weekend or a day off. Like, the game just ended, bro, and you got a beer in your hand. Just imagine what is going on when the cameras aren't looking. All the behind the scenes stuff that the front office and people in the organization are seeing that are not happening on camera, the things that are getting back to them perhaps from other players on the team. Players aren't robots. Like, I'm sure there's other players who drink and have a little fun, just smoke a little hookah, maybe smoke a little marijuana. And not saying that that's okay, but when that player now go ahead and gets in trouble for it, it's like, bro, Luka was just doing the same shit and you guys laughed. It was a meme, but now y'all want to come in here and tell me that I'm gonna get fined or something. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's just kind of where my mind goes. And especially when it comes to being a champion, like, you have to have a certain level of commitment to the game, or it's a real slap in the face to the people that are paying you, the people that kind of put you in position to lead a franchise. I'm not trying to blame Luka for everything, bro, but you're an NBA superstar at 25 years old with a double chin. The big glaring thing became the contract situation for Luka. Luka was on track to sign a supermax extension worth up to $345 million over the next 5 seasons. If I'm the GM, I've been kind of watching how my superstar, my leader, the face of my franchise has been kind of moving like I'm untouchable. I'm not just gonna give him $345 million. At some point, we have to be real in this league, especially with how much control players do have. We're watching it with Jimmy Butler. This trade like ruined the landscape. If anyone does anything crazy to acquire Jimmy Butler at 35 now with all of this happening, that GM needs to be under investigation immediately. Okay, at this point, Jimmy Butler's worth 2 second-round picks. He is nowhere near the caliber of an Anthony Davis or a Luka Doncic, and I would even say that 5 years ago. I don't think Jimmy Butler is that great. I think he's good. I think he is a very talented player, especially in his prime. Before this trade happened, he would have got some type of return for the Heat like a Luka Anthony Davis kind of return, but I went off on the craziest tangent. Let me bring it back. So I'm not trying to pay you $345 million when you can't even come into training camp in shape. You can't even finish a season. We're always going through these spells of wins without Luka Doncic. And we've made it normalized, right? Wins without Luka, wins with Luka. This player without KD, XYZ. That is not normal, and I wish it would stop. Get your ass on the court. Even as the player, their careers are on the line, their next contracts are on the line, and all of these things. While it all being true, you can't just sit out a game because you're afraid that you might injure yourself further, or just at any spur of the moment, a calf strain keeps you out for 4 to 6 weeks because they are so afraid to put you back on the court, risking another injury. Some of these things could be avoided if maybe we had the data to show that when you work out, when you go hard, when you're taking care of yourself the way that you should be as a player that is worth up to $345 million, then yeah, we can slide that contract over the table and we won't be second guessing our decision. So if this is a major thing that makes them not want to have Luka on the team, personally, I do get it, but it's still Luka Doncic, bro. Moving on to the Lakers side of this whole equation. This is very easily a W for the Lakers. It does make a lot of sense for them with LeBron being 40 years old. He's on his way out. So the contingency plan is Luka Doncic, and Luka has every reason to want to be great now that he just got pretty much disrespected in front of the whole entire NBA. Like, my franchise just traded me in 30 minutes. Like, the Mavs being okay with just giving Luka away in this circumstance, knowing the ridicule that was going to come from it, knowing the backlash from the fan base that was going to come from it, is a little bit telling to me. But there is a plus side for the Lakers. If Luka comes in and he's hungry and he's upset, he's mad, he kind of wants to take it out on the league, that's a scary Luka Doncic if he's ready to lock in. And I think the Lakers are betting on Luka to come out of this situation understanding like, hey, like, this is a new opportunity for me to kind of change the narrative that has been built by the Mavs in literally the last 24 hours, that I'm not a winner, that I'm not a leader, that I can't lead my team to a championship because, again, I can't even lead myself to stay on the damn court, to come into training camp healthy. How do I expect this person to lead my team to a championship? He has to answer that question. I think there's a lot of pressure on Luka. I think Luka knows that it's time now. Like, okay, I'm hurt. I get it. I'm injured. I can't really do anything right now. But when I come back, like, I can't let this ever happen to me again. I can't let this feeling that I feel right now ever happen again. But again, on paper, Luka LeBron is must-see TV. LeBron is at the tail end of his career, like literally the end of the shit. Like, it's over, bro. Like, we don't have much of LeBron left. And we all know LeBron is not at a point that he's going to lead a team to a championship on his own. Anthony Davis is again in that same boat where he is definitely not the same player we saw in his prime, but he's no bum either. He's easily a top 5 big man in the league. Again, if you take away all the injuries, which isn't fair because you could say that about any player, but if you take away the injuries, like AD's one of them ones. I don't necessarily think this is going to work this season, which I don't really think the Lakers do either. They traded away your center for Luka Doncic. This is not a play on winning this season. They got to make something shake real quick. They got to get a center in there if they want to compete for an NBA championship this year with Luka and LeBron. For the Mavericks, they clearly have one of the best defenders in the league now on their team with Anthony Davis. He doesn't have to play center anymore. They have Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. I think it's a match made in heaven for Anthony Davis. The Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic pairing, it works. They went to the finals, but again, wasn't the best fit. It's just two great players making plays, right? But with AD, if he can stay healthy, and it's a big if, we know this, Kyrie and AD are a match made in heaven. I would even argue a better match than LeBron and AD was. And him sliding back to the 4, occasionally he will have to play 5. I think Derek Lively's out for a couple of months. Now he's matched up against other power forwards. I think the Mavs are in better position to win now with AD and Kyrie than the Lakers are in position to win now with Luka and LeBron. But the Lakers do win the trade. But let me know what you thought about the trade. And again, I'm sure a lot of people are just going to say, Lakers won, Lakers fleeced, Mavs suck. I can't say that you would be wrong. I know a lot of Mavericks fans are very upset. If you are one of those fans, make sure you tap in down below in those comments. Go ahead and show some love. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. That's how we will grow the J Will Show. But that's going to do it for me in this one. I will see you guys in the next video. It's been Jay, and I am out. Peace.